I am so happy with how this looks for the Rangers. We have a pitcher, Jack Leiter, and he is a dude.
And while I do think his hitting is worse than Derek Jeter, it's not that far off.
You're not mentioning 2006. You can mention the other people, not 2006.
Oh, just because I bought the best soap doesn't mean your room's going to be clean. It just leaves it to where I don't believe that the Canadians had a shot.
I really don't like the Clippers just kind of sending it in when they're like...
Hi, this is Kelly Forbes with the Dallas Stars, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by the man that talked about the stat in our trade deadline video, and make sure to check that out, but I'll let him reiterate the stat again.
Yeah, that the best team in the MLB right now are the Cleveland Guardians. They're one loss above the Phillies, and they recently played them in a series, Kevin, and won that series 2-1. They won 2, lost 1, and I believe that series was in Philadelphia. I'm checking that as we speak, but they are a team that a lot of people, it was at Philadelphia. So at Philadelphia, they won the series, which is extremely impressive, and they're just kind of running away. I mean, they're half a game up, but still they won the series against Philly, and that's not something you can say for a lot of other teams. So they end the year with a better record against Philly than Philly has against them, and they have yet to blow a save this entire year, which is just a testament to the former Ranger player.
Yes, Emmanuel Clase. And the Guardians have always been a team known for pitching. They've struggled hitting wise, or they have a type for hitters, but it's, I would say, surprising. I wasn't really, when you mentioned that stat, it caught me off guard in the other video because there hasn't been a lot of talk with the Guardians. Of course, you're going to talk about Jose Ramirez. We've talked about Stephen Kwan, but they were a team that bought at the deadline. They also got Alex Cobb, and I know he's injured right now, but I trust the Guardians with any pitching prospect, and I'm very interested to see how this season goes, especially with another thing is they have Stephen Vogt, who was their manager, and he was in the league 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And he was a 2-time All-Star with the Oakland Athletics, so he has experience being extremely successful. And this is amazing from a rookie manager to do this well. Their bullpen, I would argue, is the best in the entirety of the MLB. They have 4 relievers, Kevin, with an ERA below 2. Their only okay receiver, he's still very good. He is his ERA plus is 132. Is Scott Barlow. The starting pitches has been fine. Tanner Beebe has been their best, along with Ben Lively. They need some more guys to start playing better. Carlos Carrasco, for example, has a 5.68 ERA. He's been with Cleveland forever. Obviously, he went to the Mets for a little bit, but he needs to return to form. He's really struggled with him this year. If he can turn it around, and they have some other guys who are making starts for them, like Gavin Williams, who's a 3.72 ERA. They just have a lot of guys that are extremely good, and I'm really excited to see what else they can do this year.
Yes, and that's a good point. It's I'm sure exciting for the Cleveland fans, and they have a great bullpen. It's just their starters. I remember Scott Barlow was playing well with the Royals, and I don't believe he was traded. But I'm excited to see what this team does with right field with Lane Thomas, as they traded for him. And I will say I wanted to bring up a stat. I'm not sure the exact number, but looking at Stephen Vogt and his playing career quickly going into a managerial career reminds me a little bit of David Ross. He was on the 2016 Cubs, and then 3 years later, he was signed as their manager in 2019. And of course, he got fired this past year, but it just reminds me of something of a catcher doing it. I believe a lot of catchers go into the managerial position. But
Well, Kevin, sorry to interrupt, but
yeah,
it
no,
makes sense. Catchers usually call a lot of pitches for the pitchers. The catchers are usually the one doing that. So they already know how to manage a game by just leading the pitcher onto the right pitches. So they know how to take control of a game by making decisions outside of their hands. And a lot of catchers can become great managers. I'm not all that shocked by that intuition.
yeah, and one example of that is Bruce Bochy. I'm not surprised that a great catcher becomes manager. It's just this quick out of their playing career. I would say David Ross was a good manager. Stephen Vaught. We'll have to see how everything goes, but he is off to an electric start.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. And I am kind of enthralled with this team. I didn't expect them to be this good. And I always like when there's a really good team I don't expect.
Yeah, and it's fun for kind of a small market team with Cleveland. They're great at developing players. And I will add, this isn't like a catcher just joined the Dodgers or former catcher like Stephen Vaught took over the Dodgers. No, he took over Cleveland that kind of underperformed, and now they're performing really well. We'll have to see how they sustain, and they should make it into the playoffs, but we'll have to see how that goes as we saw what happened to a young team in the Orioles last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, but this team, I think, has more veteran leadership, i.e., Jose Ramirez, Manuel Clase. They have guys who have, while they're not maybe the oldest guys in the world, like Clase is only 26, he has postseason experience. He's been the best closer in baseball for the past 3 years, in my opinion, especially this year. He's a .72 ERA, Kevin. It's been remarkable. It has been remarkable. A crazy stat for me is that in only 21 games with the Rangers, Emmanuel Clase had a 2.31 ERA, but somehow his career ERA has gone down since leaving the Rangers. He's a remarkable player.
Yeah, no, I give credit to the Guardians. They are just incredible at developing pitchers.
Well, I mean, I think it's arguably the biggest fleece in MLB history for me because it was trade for 1 inning. And I
Yeah,
just find that hilarious. It was it was
but
the best reliever in baseball for 1 inning of Corey Kluber.
but how many World Series have they gotten in the last 10 years?
I'm
I
just
don't know.
saying, by a trade, that was a loss.
I know it's bad, but it doesn't hurt me because I have
But
the.
I mean, the Rangers, if they had Emmanuel Clase, maybe a dynasty.
I don't know. I'm happy with my one. So, but yeah, it's a trade we can laugh about now. But yeah, that's all we got. I'll let you end this one off.
I got one more question. It's the question in
Okay.
the title.
Okay.
Are the Cleveland Guardians legit?
I'm gonna say like legit as contender, like World Series run.
Could make it to the
Playoff.
World Series. You think they have a serious chance of making it to the World Series?
I'm gonna say no.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay. All right. They do have a great bullpen. We'll have to see what their starters do. I think they're a team that next year, depending on how they perform in the playoffs, I would be very interested and could believe in them. But it seems a little bit too early for me. But
When
I
you
think
have
they'll
the
get
best bullpen in baseball, Kevin, anything can really happen. You just have to get a solid amount of runs, and then the game is shut down. And a lot of teams like that are dangerous.
Yes, they're definitely a dangerous team. I just don't see them going to the World Series, but I could be wrong. That's all we got. Any final thoughts?
Nope.
All right, let us know what you think, and we appreciate you listening to Outsiders' Opinions.